Wilkinson and Danny Morales here with theskyboat.com at Lincoln Financial Field for the 116th Army-Navy game, where Navy defeated Army 21-17. Keenan Reynolds had a great game tonight, became the NCAA's all-time touchdown leader. Danny, what did you see from him?
Keenan Reynolds was spectacular today, both running the ball and throwing the ball. He ran for 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, and then threw for another touchdown while throwing for over 100 yards. He was really clicking with Tillman, the wide receiver. 5 out of his 6 completions went to him. And like you said, those 3 touchdowns made him the all-time NCAA, FBS, Navy. He broke tons of records today, and he's just going to be a great player. Ken Miyamoto had a lot to say about him after the game.
He played well. He played well, and hats off to him. What a remarkable career. Fortunately, he's not over for us. He's got one more game, and I'm glad he came. He was that close to going to had a lightning bolt on his helmet, and there was some sleepless nights before we found out he was going to commit to come here, and I'm glad he came to Annapolis. I mean, I thought he was going to be a good player, but I had no clue he'd be this good. I mean, he surpassed anybody's thoughts of how good he was. And I guess if we had, we could kind of looking back at him, he played at Penn State and he drove us right down the field as a freshman in the first couple of times he's in there. And I wasn't smart enough to realize that, man, he should keep him in there. He's a good player, but had no clue he'd be this good. But John, more than that, he's been a great leader for a team. That's the biggest part. He's a good football player on the field, but off the field, he's been just a great leader for our team.
This was the 14th straight victory for Navy over the Black Knights. It was also Coach Ken's 8th straight going over that. Can you talk a little bit more about the importance of the game?
Well, Keenan Reynolds said it immediately after the game that despite not going to conference championship game, despite not going undefeated, this was the game they wanted to win. This was the game that meant everything to them. And, Keenan Reynolds is now the only Navy quarterback to ever go 4-0 against Army. The kid is just all over the midshipman record books.
That was number one goal. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about wins and losses. To be able to come through here 4 years and have never lost the Army, I mean, that's huge. We get to go to the White House this year, get the trophy back. I mean, that was the number one goal for our senior. Not going to the conference championship, it hurt, but this was the one we wanted to get. We had to get, and we knew that losing this one would hurt a whole lot more.
With over 69,000 people on hand, paratroopers coming from the sky, a prisoner exchange, and one of the most emotional national anthems I've ever been a part of, it was just an amazing atmosphere. Danny, what was your takeaway from this game?
This is easily the most amazing college football game I've ever attended, and realistically I hesitate to call it a college football game because the atmosphere here felt like something much bigger than that. You had a section of cadets from the Army that most of them will be deployed before the end of the year. You got a section of the midshipmen, and they're both kind of just going back and forth with each other. It almost feels like a soccer game. And then to see the way the game ended and have both the show of respect to have Army watch Navy's alma mater and have Navy watch Army's alma mater, and then to just get to see some of these kids celebrate, knowing very well that the seniors in this group, especially in Army doesn't have a bowl game. These guys will be deployed, they will be assigned places very soon, and this might have been the last football game for a lot of those guys on the Army team. Navy does still have a bowl game against Pitt in the Military Bowl, so they will get one more game with their coach and their seniors. But this was an emotional game, you could tell from both the sidelines to the stands, and Navy's very proud to now be carrying that Commander-in-Chief trophy.
Our country's in good hands. Those kids going out to serve our country. There's some bad things happening in the world right now, but to know that those guys are going to go protect us, I think all of us here, can, sleep a little bit better knowing that we have guys that are going to go out there and may have to pay the ultimate sacrifice, but the selfless service of these young men. This is just a football game. It's hard fought, but there's a way more important battle happening, and I'm proud to be associated with these young men.
With theskyboat.com, this has been Daryl Wilkinson and Danny Morales from Lincoln Financial Field from the 116th Army-Navy game.